So the last two beginners guide videos did absolutely excellent. I want to thank you all for your support. So today I actually want to talk about where to buy Gundam kits. So it should be no surprise to any of you guys that going to Hobby Lobby is one of my favorite things to do, especially when they have in this 40% off sale. That's the first thing I want to mention about Hobby Lobby in general. They may not always have like the most extensive selection. Sometimes you do get lucky, but like this one right here, I actually bought that one the last time. Literally, you never know what you're going to run into when you go to Hobby Lobby, so it's at least worth the check. Today's Monday, 40% off sale. They do this every 2 weeks. That's usually one of my first go-to spots when I'm looking to buy a new gun, maybe for a video for my own personal collection. But you really can't go wrong. Now, I would not order online. I've heard a lot of reviews when it comes to order online that basically people say that there's some fine print where Hobby Lobby will show an image of a Gundam kit, but in reality, technically, you can pretty much get any Gundam in the mail. It may not be exactly what you ordered, and I'll actually post that on the screen for you guys to see. But like always, one of the main things you got to remember is always check online before you purchase. Make sure you check for reviews, Reddit posts, YouTube videos that do reviews on the model kit. I know for me personally, going to Amazon.com has been super helpful because the comment section usually tells me a little bit more specific about that kit, whether it be, if somebody had a hard time with a certain piece, or maybe what is displayed on the package may not be exactly what they get in the mail. The kit just is super underwhelming. Whatever the case may be, just make sure you always do your thorough search for certain information when it comes to these kits, because you don't want to end up wasting your money on certain model kits, even if you do get them on sale. Like even before I make a purchase at Hobby Lobby, I always just take the time while I'm here to do, a quick little search on the model kit that I think that I want to pick up before I actually go and pick it up. So that's just, I always have to throw that in there for beginners. All right, so now we're at Michael's, and it's another location that I recently found out sells Gundam model kits. Now, unfortunately, these model kits are like way in the back of the store, but basically this is what you have: one shelf of model kits. Now, I also think Michael sells these online as well, but what I don't like in particular, I could be wrong, I'm new to the hobby, but I think this is way too much for certain model kits. I could be way off. $20? Now maybe I think this is in the wrong section. Let me double check that. Oh no, that is the price for this. I'm not paying $19 for entry grade. Now this is all just like me just here finding this out for the first time. Going strictly from Hobby Lobby to here. Again, that was a 40% off sale, but even some of the original prices weren't as bad. I would have a hard time convincing myself to buy some of these. Now $20 for a high grade RX-78 does seem pretty fair, but again, that's an entry grade, high grade. Why are you paying the same price? Now, maybe there's something that I don't know. Maybe there's something I don't know as a newbie to the hobby. I could have missed something, but even this is like, I'm not sure that should go for $30. Now, I think what I'll do too later on, I'll probably put some other online prices of some of these items on the screen as well to compare. That's usually what I do when I look at these things. I try to find out, okay, like this one, a real grade Gundam Epion for $80. Now, new to the hobby, just a few months, but when I look on Amazon and I look at Hobby Lobby, those prices just kind of seem a little bit inflated. And that's one of the things about when you buy Gundams from a Michael's or even sometimes a hobby store, they tend to upcharge on some of these prices to try to make, I guess, a profit in the middle. Whatever deal they have with their supplier, a Bandai, whoever, maybe they have a deal where they have to add a little bit on the top in order to make a profit from the model kit. But I mean, I'm personally not coming back here to buy a kit. Now, Michael's does sometimes have online sales that qualify in store. Like they'll have a 30% off sale if you bring in this QR code at checkout for one item. So I have used that before to actually get this Gundam right here. Now, I might have also overpaid, but with the 30% off, it was closer to, I think, fair market value than not. So, but that's just another spot that you could pick up model kits if you so choose. If you don't have any other options, you could check out your local Michaels just in case. But in general, I would really be hard pressed to buy a model kit from Michaels. It would have to be like I don't find it online, or I don't find it at Hobby Lobby. I will come here, or they're having a sale. But in general, even though there's somewhere you could buy a model kit from, this would probably not be one of my top recommendations. All right, so next I want to talk about your local hobby shop. Now, my hobby shop didn't have the biggest selection, but I do want to point out that one of the main things about trying a hobby shop in your area is that if they do sell Gundam model kits, one of the best things that you can actually attain is the relationships that you build with maybe some of the employees, or maybe you might catch somebody who's shopping for Gundam kits as well, maybe been in the hobby longer than you. The amount of information that you can get from these people surpasses anything that Hobby Lobby can, supply you, or Michaels can supply you. But again, working with the clerks or the employees that work there, you can get insider scoops on release dates. You can find out when they stock the shelves. Maybe the shelves don't have as much variety today because on a particular day they have their best items come in, but because other people they actually come in and purchase those items before anybody else actually gets a chance. So you just never know what you can find out through the relationships that you build at your local hobby shop. Again, the knowledge surpasses anything else. But if you do have a local hobby shop, I do highly recommend it. Again, mine isn't the best. It has other great things not related to Gundam, but clearly we're here for a Gundam model kit. So But next, I want to talk about, if you don't have any of these options, where else you can actually purchase Gundam model kits from. All right, guys, I want to pause this for the audio earlier. If you made it this far in the video, I absolutely appreciate you. Actually, if you made it this far in the video, I want you to comment Mach 2 in the comments below. Comment Mach 2 in the comments below. All right, so last part I wanted to mention is that if you don't have any of these stores in your local area, the next best thing that I would say is to obviously order online. Now, I did a little bit of research on Google. It was a little bit tricky because there's not like a exact go-to website that will give you all the information that you need as far as like who to buy from, where it's safe, because honestly, buying from any type of third party for any reason can be tricky. You can't get scammed. I do want to say that. So make sure you do thorough research before you buy from any third party market. But two of the names that came up often from my search is newtype.com and also the USA Gundam store. So I'll make sure I put those links in the description as well. If you don't have access to these stores, that would be where I would start. But also I want to take the opportunity to ask people who have been in a hobby for a longer period of time, where do you like to shop online for Gundam kits? If you can name like your top 1 or 2 websites that we could try out as new hobbyists, what would be the 2 that you would recommend? Now, for me personally, my go-to website has been Amazon, and that's strictly because I'm just comfortable using Amazon. My wife and I have Prime, so we get our our orders come in a little bit quicker. Sometimes we have those Prime sales, so it has its pros and cons. Even in my little bit of research, I noticed that some kits that weren't available on some of those online sites like Newtype and USA Gundam, I noticed that Amazon actually has certain kits through the Bandai store that weren't available on those other US online stores. So yeah, those were the list of places that I personally go to buy Gundam and that I would recommend. Again, the online stores, make sure you do your research, and I would invite people to comment below where they actually order online. If this video was helpful for you, make sure you leave a like. And also, I do videos like this on a weekly basis. So if you enjoyed this, make sure you subscribe. I will be posting more videos like this in the future. But yeah, with that, I hope to catch you guys on the next one.